life together. Especially if you're 20, you need to have it all figured out. You need to have your dream job. You need to have your career. You need to be done school, get your diploma, get your degree, get your master's, do whatever you can so that you can set yourself up for life. No, that is not what we're about here. If someone has ever told you that, or you've heard something similar to that ever in your life, I'm here to tell you that you don't need to have it all figured out. You're allowed to be a work in progress while still being proud of how far you've come. Hi everyone, I'm Sophia and I'm a 20-year-old college dropout. I also started my own business and now I'm a content creator. Life is honestly full of surprises and the path that we're gonna be in the future might not be what you expect today. So today we're gonna be talking about the 5 things I've had to unlearn in my 20 years of living that I'm honestly still unlearning. These are lessons that came from my real life experiences, dropping out of university, starting over, chasing my dreams, doubting myself, and learning how to be confident. It's a little bit of a vulnerable session today, but I hope that if you're ever on the same boat, you can learn something from this. Lesson number 1, you don't need to have it all figured out. Do you ever feel like you're behind in life? As if everyone around you is moving forward, landing their dream jobs, getting accepted into their dream schools, but you feel like you're stuck in the same loop. I honestly used to feel like I had to have everything figured out by the time I was 22. Now I'm 20 and I'm not close to figuring things out at all. I was expected to graduate, land a job, become financially independent, and have a 5-year plan. I used to be a bio major and then I switched to business and then I dropped out completely. And at first I felt like a real failure. My friends were all moving in different paths while I couldn't even figure out my own. I felt really unstable, but I realized that no one actually has it all figured out. And some of the most successful, most grounded people I know didn't know what they wanted until they were in their 30s and even 40s. You have to remember that you're not falling behind. You have your own path and you have time, especially if you're in high school and in your 20s. Because also, who are you competing against? Exactly, no one. You're putting yourself in this imaginary race and you don't even have any opponents. What I'm unlearning is that there's no universal timeline. You don't have a deadline or an expiration date. You're not meant to have all the answers in your 20s. Lesson number 2, confidence doesn't come after you fix yourself. I used to think I'd only feel confident after I'd fixed everything I disliked about myself. I thought I needed to be prettier, more accomplished, and more put together in order to be worthy. I don't know about you, but in my teens, I used to watch a lot of glow up videos. So inevitably, I would be chasing that. I would be chasing a beauty standard that's impossible to reach. And I thought that glowing up was my key to feeling like I was enough. But I realized that confidence doesn't come after you become perfect. Because first of all, there's no such thing as perfect. It comes from accepting who you are while you're still figuring things out and while you're still growing. What I'm unlearning is that confidence isn't a reward. It's not something you unlock after you reach the end of your glow up. It's a mindset that you build by showing up for yourself every day, even when you're still healing. Lesson number 3, you don't need to be constantly improving to be valuable. Put a finger down if you've ever felt guilty for taking a break. This one hit me hard because I used to think that my worth was tied to how productive I was being. It's like if I wasn't working on something, school, business, content creation, I felt so left behind and I would feel so restless. I felt like I wasn't doing enough, but inevitably I burnt out really bad and I was forced to learn that rest is also productive. Taking a break isn't a failure. You are not lazy for slowing down. What I'm unlearning is that my value doesn't increase with my to-do list or how productive I'm being or how much work I get done in a day. You are worthy even when you're not hustling. Lesson number 4, stop being a people pleaser. Honestly, when I'm saying this, I feel like I'm talking to and I'm looking directly at myself from when I was still in school, especially when I was in middle school and high school, because I used to say yes to everything even when I didn't want to. Putting others first doesn't mean you're supposed to forget about yourself. As I said, I was a people pleaser growing up and I've struggled a lot with setting up boundaries and saying no. I would constantly drain myself by putting others first, ignoring my social batteries, and I would justify it by calling it kindness. But deep down, I'd feel drained and I would end up resenting others. And don't get me wrong, you should absolutely help other people as much as you have the capacity to, but don't neglect yourself in the process. Real kindness doesn't require self-abandonment. You can love people deeply without losing yourself. And boundaries aren't selfish, they're actually necessary in order to have healthy relationships. What I'm unlearning is that being a good person doesn't mean saying yes to everything. You can be kind while also being assertive. Lesson number 5, comparison is not the key to success. Someone else's success doesn't take away from yours. Do you ever see someone winning at life and then suddenly you're questioning your own? There was a time when I couldn't scroll on social media without feeling behind. It felt like everyone was growing faster, doing better, earning more money, becoming more successful, and it made me feel so small. But then I started learning from them instead of comparing. I would ask myself, what can I take from their success and apply it to my own journey? I also noticed that people who are genuinely successful are also generous. They don't gatekeep. They cheer others on and help them because they know that there's more than enough to go around. So instead of comparing yourself to them, ask people questions. And it doesn't even only need to apply to success or business or work or school or anything. It can also even be about appearance. If you find yourself comparing yourself to another person because you think they're more stylish than you or something, it doesn't hurt to compliment them and to genuinely be like, oh hey, I love your outfit. Where do you shop? Where do you get your inspo from? Because this also helps you empathize with them, human being to human being. It helps you see them as a person and not some object that you can compare yourself to. So what I'm unlearning is that other people's success doesn't mean my failure. It's important to celebrate with others. Use their success as proof that it's possible for you too. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. If ever you slip and fall during your journey or you feel like your progress is unraveling, I just want to let you know that that's okay. It doesn't mean that you've failed. It just means that you made a mistake. And who doesn't make a mistake? And if you don't make mistakes, you are not human. If any of this resonated with you, I hope you know that you are not alone. And we're in this journey together. Let me know in the comments which lessons hit home for you, or if there's something that you've had to unlearn recently and want to share with us. And if you want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be sharing more of these in my Mindset Diaries series. I also have this series on my TikTok and Instagram, so if you want videos like this in short form content, you can go check them out too. See you in the next one. Bye bye.